Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer, and I'm gonna move that down there. Hi, I'm here to build model kits and to hang out with you. I'm gonna throw the Bear Cave emote into the chat and the Lego emote and the Scythe emote. If you're a subscriber, throw an emote back at me. If you're not a subscriber, you can just do whatever. You got options. You've got there's what do you want to do? Hello and welcome. Happy to have you here. Thanks for coming into the old Bill Bear workshop. Lashbrook's here. Hello, Lashbrook. Um, I'm here to build model kits and hang out with y'all. We are going to definitely finish the Gundam Nobel because it's not hard. That's a 3 month. Girly Buttercup is here. Hello. Happy to have you here. Ultron's here. Ken just renewed their tier 1. That's 3 months, 3 month streak. Thank you very much for renewal. Yeah, reminder, folks, if you're going to renew your subscriptions like Ultron just did, Ultron just renewed. That's an 8 month streak. Thank you so much, Ultron. But yeah, if you're going to renew, please do that so that we can give you a shout out. I'll throw some emotes back in there. Bleed purple is the thing that the emote you should use if you want to cheer. Bits and coins are always appreciated. Cheers are always appreciated here on this channel. But through Twitch Prime or the whatever Prime days like Tuesday, if you use the emote Bleed Purple with like your cheer, I get an extra 10% of the cut, and that sounds good. I don't know. Lashbrook, happy to have you here as always. Solid crew already. Wait for a few more folks to join us. Yeah, we're working on the Noble Gundam. I'm expecting to finish the Noble Gundam, and then we'll move on to, as it says here, Son Goku with a U, Ultra Instinct. But, it's just Goku. It's just Goku. It's shirtless Goku. It's silver-haired shirtless Goku. Everyone's favorite Goku. He's got a lot of muscles. Asmo says, a shiny Goku. Indeed, he's all shiny. He's got like a blue, silverish outline. It's a whole thing. He's ready to go. Asmo says, hey, I'm here on the start of a Saturday stream. Happy to have you here, Asmo. Welcome to the stream. As always, happy to have you in the chat. Already, incredibly solid crew. Very happy with that. So, you're saying, Pat, the Noble Gundam. We got to talk about the Noble Gundam. And you're right, we do. We touched on it a little bit on Thursday when we started building this kit. We'll talk about it tonight as well. Look, there are pros and cons to this kit. There are things that are incredible about it, and there are things that are a bummer. The concept of a Sailor Scout Gundam is incredible. The idea of taking the main, what you think of the white, red, blue, gold main Gundam in a series and doing a Sailor Scout inspired kind of version of it, Sailor uniform, Sailor school girl version of it, very cool. But also a problem. We'll go to the overhead in a minute and see the photo of it. Also, it's a problem because the Noble Gundam is the Neo Sweden Gundam. Is Allenby technically a new type? So, I don't know if everyone can use the Berserk system or if she's special and part of a special class that can use the Berserk system. And not everyone can handle it. I don't remember specifically. I don't know if she's a new type. G Gundam is its own thing. So, there's things about it that are cool. But, if you look at the Noble Gundam, you don't think Sweden. You don't look at it and go, that's the Swedish Gundam. Because most Gundams in this show are racist, or at the very least, racially tinged. And stereotypical, certainly. but not the Neo Sweden. It's just, well, a lady pilots it, and it's a lady Gundam. And that sucks, but also it's cool. But also there's a ribbon and it has long blonde hair. And that's bad and good. But hello, Mr. Bob. Hello and welcome. Let's go to the overhead. Happy to have you here, Mr. Bob. Uh, we'll get into building in a moment. But yeah, let's take a bigger look at the Nobel Gundam. I'm just amazed that Neo Sweden is a thing that has been said multiple times already. Look, in short, G Gundam is a land of contrasts. Ultron, it's a fighting series. It's a shonen fighting series. So, like, right down to the hips posing. Look, there is a lot that is cool about this kit. These are not cool. These high heels are not. I'm trying to find a good. Yeah. Look at this fucking shit. This isn't cool at all. Why does this Gundam have high heels? Now, if you wanted to have this Gundam have boots, I could see that. This has high, like high top boots. Sure. But a Gundam has with heels feels bad. It feels bad, man. I don't know how else to say it. Like I think this is supposed to be part of her hair. Like part of her face is the gold on her face is her hair. I don't like that. She's got bangs. What? It definitely should have boots instead. Yeah. Only Iron Blood or mobile suits have that kind of heels. Exactly. Yes, Mr. Bob, but they're not gendering those mobile suits. They're meant for digging into surfaces. But this mobile suit is definitely gendered. There is an attempt to make this feminine. AKA the default. And some of that is our own interpersonal thing where we do some pilots do refer to their Gundams and other mobile suits gender wise. That's certainly in localization, but also in pure translation as well. It's not unheard of, but it should be awesome. But also when you tie into, like, instead of a whip, Allenby has a ribbon. Like her weapon, we're going to build a ribbon. And that's weird. It's weird that she has, like, a beam whip ribbon and not a beam whip. Like, give her a whip. I don't know. She's got to have a weapon like that. There's a lot of... I mean, the whole thing of Allenby and her not being an official member of, of the main good guy team, and instead you have characters who are not fully fleshed out as much as Allenby is in that role, and you're like, yeah, oh sure, the French guy's in there, but not Allenby? Sure. Cool. Oh, the Russian guy who led to the death of the Canadian guy. Ugh. Or his wife. Ugh. Whatever. I would have been a fly on the wall in the meeting where they designed the suits for this show. It's just... It's a problem. She does eventually get burning finger, but yeah. Yes. Allenby, look. In the love triangle, I'm certainly Team Rain. I'm always going to be Team Rain. Rain deserves happiness. She works really hard. She gets a short end of the stick a lot. And she's part of the grand world of anime where your dad is the reason that your life is shit. Because Allenby's dad fucks up and is garbage town. So I'm always going to be Team Rain. But I think Allenby, should mean more to the overall story and be more important. Spain gets a Gundam that's just a giant bullhead with legs. Yes, without Rain, they couldn't use the attack that summons the Burger King. Indeed. Rain's incredibly important to the show. Uh, and she's more than just a sidekick. She's more than just Domon's pal from school. Uh, Also, there's a German ninja, and that doesn't. I mean, I know why the Spiegel does ninjutsu. I understand. It is a plot point. It is a thing. But like, also, what? Why is the Neo Germany pilot doing ninjutsu? As I said, I know why. It's just a whole lot of nonsense. All right, B19, and then B18 aside. So we're working on our legs here. We'll build our legs here. 19 and then 18. Neo Germany is a really uncomfortable term. I don't disagree with you. The idea of throwing Neo in front of all of the colonies is a interesting shorthand, but it also isn't the most, isn't certainly comfortable. Um, I totally understand where you're coming from there, Curly Buttercup. Um, and it is, yeah, it's not, yeah, it's not great. But also, there's a lot of, well, certainly, but often when you put the term neo in front of a thing, you're talking about the future, and you're talking about independent nations, and you're talking about sometimes neo something or other isn't necessarily a positive thing. Uh, so it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Uh, the fact that knowing basic German spoils a plot twist put it in a noteworthy category of media alongside the thing. Oh, higher. First off, higher Iron Vina. The thing where a dude explains the entire plot in Norwegian in like the first 10 minutes. Neo states are very often heavily militarized future police states. Indeed, certainly, and this show is no exception. I mean, they're colonies, so. Uh, the fact that no, yeah. So Ayurveda, I certainly didn't know plot twist because I don't know basic German myself. So I can't share that with you. But I did have a friend who was from Norway, who was born in Norway, and he did tell me that he was like, yeah, I watched the thing, and I was just like, and he was like, ah, shit, I know what's happening right now. When he saw that movie, he was like, yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen, was it? I'm not supposed to know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, look, G Gundam has a lot of faults. It is still a fun show. It might be hard to watch for some people. It might be a no go for some folks as well. I totally understand that, and I'm not here to uh, I'm not here to recommend it per se. I'm not here to excuse it, certainly. But yes, Iron Beta, I would agree with you. Uh, the reveal that gets spoiled is not that deeply buried in the first place. Certainly, certainly. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Uh, Girly, but I'm talking about the thing. Um, yeah, I mean, like, look, G Gundam when it came out, it was a thing where you were like, it was exciting, and the fights were fun, and the story. There was that thing where you were just like, oh, this guy's evil, but why is this guy evil? Oh, but this guy's definitely evil. Wait, but why is this person evil? Who's this mysterious person? Why are these nice people fighting each other? What's going on here? Domon, stop being a dummy. Oh no, that's reasonable. It's just like a lot of like, it's. I definitely yelled at the screen a lot watching that show. Why does this horse have a Gundam? Yeah, devil cells. Indeed, Ultron. Devil cells. And yes, why does this Gundam? Why? Yes, Harold is hosting. Thank you very much for hosting the stream, Harold. Always appreciate it. But yes, also an important thing to think about when talking about Gundam. Why does Master Asia have a horse? And why does that horse have a mobile suit? Oh, but it does. And it's great. But why? Why, anime? Why doesn't a good dog... Hello, Sin. Why doesn't a good dog have a mobile suit? I mean, hey, that's a valid point. Um, one of my favorite really broken mods, it's not a good mod, it doesn't work well for Fallout 4, is a mod that lets you make Nat, who is Piper, the reporter's, her younger sister, it lets you make her a companion, and then it gives her a suit of small power armor. And I'm like, this is pretty rad. It's kind of a broken app. It doesn't, or the mod doesn't work great. Uh, but it is a very funny image of her in a mech suit, uh, being a being a helper. I did really enjoy it. Let's be 20. Just, oops, I did the wrong one. Okay. Mobile Suit Doggo. I love a Tokyo Jungle, but the show where animals discover old mobile suits. It's pretty good. In like a side manga, Neo Australia has a kangaroo Gundam with boxing gloves, piloted by a kangaroo. Lashbrook, that makes perfect sense and is also terrible. That's unbelievably terrible, but also perfect. They're like, well, Neo Australia, they went with a kangaroo instead of a person. Yeah, they found a kangaroo that will pilot their Gundam. It's just, yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. That whole show is just a lot. Lots of great minor characters, lots of good support. The plot is a whole lot of stuff happens. There's a lot of heartbreak in it. There's some really good moments, but yeah, peppered in with some not so great moments, and yeah, I enjoy it. But when talking about the show, it is important to discuss and be willing to discuss the parts of it that are problematic. I think that's true with any media, and damaging, and then the parts that are no-brainers. I'm not going to get into uh, my weekly anime talk or my episode-based anime talk, the stuff I watched in the last 2 days. I'll talk about that in the second hour because that's when I talk about that stuff. Um, but a show that I'm watching, knowing that it goes bad at a point, but maybe not during the anime, is interesting. Talking about if it's for my daughter, I'd even fight a demon lord. Apparently, pulls an Usagi drop. Now, for folks that don't know Usagi drop, that's still a beautiful anime to watch. I think that's a beautiful anime. It is a guy who's estranged from his family finds out that his dad had a child very late in life, right before he died, and so this guy raises his half sister basically as his daughter. And it's a very cute and interesting show. The art is really nice. It's a great story. Now the anime is great. It just exists, and you can just watch the anime, and it's really enjoyable, and you'll like it. And then you shouldn't read the manga, which takes a turn for the bad. The manga takes a very bad turn, um, and it's a shitty part of that story. We got our last sticker to put on here, but yeah, apparently, if it was for if it was for my daughter, I'd even fight a demon lord. Uh, Apparently takes a similar note, uh, but might not happen in the anime because the anime only has so many episodes and is a very cute show. And also, I'm talking about it on stream, so I'm like, I guess I'm going to keep watching it, even though I know that it eventually will be a bummer. So, but I think I'm going to keep watching it because it might not be a bummer while the anime until the anime ends, 12 episodes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, and it's a weird thing. I mean, yeah, the idea of continuing media past and continuing stories in other mediums and the good and bad that is a separate discussion, certainly, one worth having. But yeah, that is about it. So she's got a ribbon on one leg, but not on the other, and those are the legs. We've built a lot of our. We're working the 144 scale, which this is the second kit in a row that we've done that, and it's not my favorite. Um, I'm looking forward to working on Goku. Goku's gonna be a bit bigger, just because it makes sense that would be the case. Uh, and yeah, I'm excited to work in that scale and get out of the 144 scale, which I do not love. Uh, yeah, it's a tough thing where you're just like, I don't know. That question is a tough question. Uh, you know, I I talk about shows on here. I that I don't know if I would. Sometimes I know I would not recommend. I would not recommend anyone watch How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. I think it's an interesting idea, and I think some of the characters are very fun, but it's not a good program, and I don't think people should watch it. So, but I watched it every week and talked about it on stream. Um, I am somewhat mystified and often kind of pissed off about the general positive, no reflection, uh, love that people have for Rising of the Shield Hero, a show that I think is honestly very interesting, but does not do a good job of dealing with real issues it presents in the show. And the idea of the fandom shipping the two main characters is like such a fucking bummer. I'm just like, no, no, no. This is, I just want to reply to everyone who posts anything about them with just like the definition of Stockholm syndrome. Like, no, this is not. This ain't good. Uh, but I also think that it is. If there's a bad ship to ship, people will ship. Indeed. I mean, overall, that show also does not do any work to deal with the bigger issues it presents, but it also tells an interesting story, and it is one of the only isekai that exist. It is a subcategory isekai that exists where the main character is not beloved, and that's very interesting. Uh, but there's a lot of bullshit tied up in that show. Uh, I don't know. There's a lot of good shit coming out right now, and I am this season. There's some really good stuff. I'm gonna sneeze. Pardon me. Sorry about that. There's just like yeah, that's the real thing. It's like I'm I always start a season of anime, with way more shows than I will end with because there are too many shows, and sometimes they're not good. And if they aren't good or aren't, uh, thank you very much, Alderon. Or sometimes they are good, like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer looks great. I just bounced off of it and have not gone back to it. But I know people that really like that show and are really into it, and I will hopefully get back into it. It just wasn't hitting me. Like I would need to skip something in order to finish something else, and that would be the thing I skipped like every time. So I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to keep watching this then if I keep skipping it. Uh, but I hear really good things. Uh, I'm only watching one show on Hulu right now. There might be something else that's good on Hulu. I might be missing something good on Funimation. Um, there's a new uh, accelerator, right? I'm gonna look up the actual name because a certain magical is not any of those shows. I have watched very little of any of those. I have nothing to say about any of them, but I know there's a new one of them that came out, or it's coming out tomorrow, or came out today. I don't know. I know there's a new. I think it's Accelerator has a new series, but like a certain magical index, a certain magical railgun, or whatever it's called, like those shows, I know nothing about. But I know that there are people who love those shows, who love those series. Hello, Epic Open World. You always miss something. Yeah, it's possible to catch everything good. Indeed. And also, like, my tastes are different from other people. Um, I know it's not anime. My brother has those giant platinum collections of Looney Tunes and Disney stuff, and I'm anchoring a binge. Ooh. Yeah, hi, Epic Open World. Happy to have you here. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like that that, like, my tastes are different from other people's, so I enjoy Railgun a lot, but I am not a huge fan of Index. Okay. Yeah. I know, in the same way that there's a new Fate side series that's finally starting up. Like the and I'm like, okay. I only liked one Fate show, and it's the one about cooking that's not about the main show. And is really fun, but is about cooking and not about fights. Hmm. Really like that show. A24. There's a fake cooking show. Yes. It is called Today's Menu in Emiya House. Or if you look on Crunchyroll, Today's Menu for Emiya House, something to that effect. It came out once a month and it ran for 13 episodes. They're like 12-minute episodes. They're half episode length, but it's set in basically. I think it's set to look like Fate Stay Night. I think that's the Fate it's supposed to look like, but it's based on a manga. Like it's based on like a joke manga, and there's like a few elements to it that feel like the show. Like there's a thing a where they play volleyball and like the servants are strong but also like I've never watched a lot of the Fate shows, but I get it. I get why people really like some of those characters because you're in the show in this one they're just allowed to have fun. Like people are nice and it's a lot about nice people having fun eating food and you get to see like what's her name? I don't know. You get to see characters just like Saber. You get to see Saber like eat good food and smile a lot and genuinely be like happy, and it's cute and nice. But that's like the most of any Fate show I've ever seen because I've just like never gotten into it, never played the games, never got into the show. But I really like the cooking version. It's just so cute and nice. Um, yeah, I got into it. I think like towards the end of it because it was a monthly show and I just hadn't noticed it. Uh, I would not recommend watching the shows from overseas. So there's some heavy stuff in it, but and I do. I'm also aware of some of what happens in the show, which is why the Cooking Fate show was so fun to watch because you got to see characters who had it rough in other versions, not have it rough in this one, uh, and that's nice. But yeah, I know there are people who really like the shows. There's Getting the Robot has a pretty good explainer for Fate that I recommend. I mean, I recommend Getting the Robot, the YouTube channel generally, because I think they're very good. I didn't necessarily love their latest video, which is about like why Mob is so much better than, or Mob Psycho is so much better than um, One Punch Man. Which, if you're talking about season two, the season twos, yes, but in general, I don't know. They're very different shows, and they have very different things, and they're exploring very different things. Uh, um, I do think that Mob Psycho is our manga creator saying, "What if I liked the main character?" And I wrote a show where I liked the main character from the start because I don't think that he likes Saitama that much. That's just always been my opinion on that show. Is that I don't think he actually likes Saitama, which is why Garu got so much attention in the second season. All right. So we're putting our legs on here. Put our legs on, and then that pops down. Oh, let's build our hair. This. Do this. There. I think I tweeted about this that I'm going to watch some wrestling tomorrow. I'm not watching wrestling tonight. Later after the stream, I'll watch some wrestling that's happening now. The Evolved show. There's a couple wrestling matches I really want to see. Drew Gulak versus Matt Riddle. I really, really want to see. I never saw that on the indie circuit, and so I very much want to see that. Uh, and a few other things at the Evolve show have piqued my interest. And then, yeah, the plan is that tomorrow night I'm going to order some Dominoes, and then I'm going to eat some Dominoes, and watch Extreme Rules because I'm not working tomorrow, and it's kind of rare that I have a Sunday night where I'm not working, so I figured I would watch wrestling. All right, so gotta put this on this. Which one? Not flat. So this way. Oh, came apart. That's not good. Overall, this construction is pretty solid. It's a 2011 kit. It hasn't given me much problems at all as far as assembly goes. Most of my problems with this kit are the fact that it is a 144 scale, and I just don't like working in that scale on stream, as you all know. That's my main. But as far as a high grade goes, it's pretty solid. Feels better than high grades from the 2000s or the 90s, certainly. Oh, that's right. I gotta put there's a heels, so I gotta put the heels down. All right, there she is. Now it's gotta build the stand for her and her whip. And then public experience. Is that hair or a helmet? So, um, so at Big Open World, the basic premise for this character is that she, I mean, it's a Lady Gundam. They say because of the Berserker mode, this is a cooling unit, and then her, you can see in the ends of her ribbon there, the bow, those are exhaust fans because she goes into berserker mode and would overheat otherwise, which is dumb. But yeah, basically, it's metal hair because she's a lady. It's not good. It's not good. That these are not good things. I'm saying to you. I'm saying out loud. I don't like that I'm saying these things, but that is what they say in the show. All right. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's just a connector to a stand. If I want to put her in the base of a stand. All right. Put that there. All right. At least they didn't try to explain large robot breasts. Yes, I mean, fine. What if you could get that Super Saiyan 3 hair to work on this kit? Oh God, that would be very funny, Lashbrook. Asmo said, part of me wanted to watch Fight for the Fallen tonight, but I've opted for video games and building. Well, Asmo, we're happy to have you here as always. Thank you for choosing the Build with Bear workshop for your time spent here. All right, so yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch highlights of Fight for the Fallen, and I'll watch whatever the pre-show is on Bleacher Report. But it's first the breasts on Animal Monsters. Uh, yeah, I don't disagree with you. Yeah, characters that don't, they wouldn't have breasts, and they're like, well, they're ladies, so we put breasts on them. And you're like, all right, I don't. I don't have it in me to argue with you about how bad this is, how miserable this is. But fucking all right, great, 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 great. All right, so we're gonna put this together because we are going to. We got to build our ribbon here, and so we put one hand there, and then we're gonna build the other hand. We're gonna put uh, the peace fingers that she's got, which is fun. That's a fun little bit of business. See, there's parts of this kit that like are not the kit itself, but the Gundam that I'm like, yeah, that's cute. I don't dislike this. You know, I'm not opposed to this element of her. Like, yeah, sure, she's got uh she's got a ribbon and weapon. I'm like, yeah, that's not great, but oh, she's giving the peace sign. That's fun. I like that. Uh, all right, okay. All right. So the last thing we got to do is well, we got to build the base. So we have two things left to do. Got to build this base, and then we got to build the ribbon. So we will snap this part apart here. This base gives you two options of how you can cover attached. And then there's basically a point for the other end of the ribbon to fit into, which is kind of interesting. So, gives you a bunch of options. Yes. Yeah, it's all bad. Y'all, look, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. But maybe we don't need to talk about having sex with Sonic characters in the chat. We don't have to. We can, but we don't have to. Alright, so there's a lot of options for ways you can augment this stand. I'm going to try to get back into talking about this kit and not talking about that. But, she basically sits. Gotta pull this peg. Goes like this. How's the Gundam coming along? As I do this part, basically like she's got supposability. That's fun. She do a bunch of dumb stuff, and then the back of her skirt will come off because, of course, it will. Because I'm working on it. This. Pop that back on. I'm just gonna take the hair off for a second. And yeah, it's the whole thing. Alright, we're going to finish the ribbon in a second. I want to just put this part on. That weird ribbon looks like it could be really cool. The idea is cool. I do think the idea is very cool. It is, it's an interesting idea. So we'll put these aside. Yeah, so she'll just go here. Put this piece in at the waist. That's what we'll say we're doing. And then that goes like that. And then, yeah, she gets the poses going. And now let's build the ribbon portion, because that's all we have left. So you can do a couple things here. We won't go to... I won't take all of them off, but basically... you fold it a little bit and then put the fold in. So they want you to fold the end, and then you can put the folded end in to what normally would be beam saber. And then, yeah, now she's got a ribbon beam that's like smaller, and that's a whole thing. And then we can do one of the long sections. And like I said, I'm not going to pull all of this out. I'm going to leave some of it on the sheet, but I did want to pull one of the long pieces out and show it off. So yeah, the same way, you fold this like this, you put that here, and then you can do stuff like have it go all the way around, and then end up in the base here. I'm not going to worry about that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, it's a cool, weird effect that you can do with the ribbon. That I don't know, like, as I said, I think the application of this is cool. I think the ribbon itself is weird. But, yeah, I think the application of it is cool. Storyline-wise, I find it weird, but whatever. But yeah, that's our kit. Big fan of electric whips. Yeah. I mean, like this thing, if it was treated like a whip, that's one thing, but it's treated like a ribbon, which is a separate, different thing. But that is the Nobel Gundam from Neo, Sweden. Piloted by Allenby. Fantastic Gundam pilot. Great girl. Cool Gundam. Given the peace sign. It's got an energy whip. I'll poke like that so you can see. Got that energy whip. We're going to move on to our next kit. I'll take a photo of this later. But right now, just put that aside. And because it's time for our next kit. Which is Son Goku, in parentheses, Ultra Instinct, or as I'll call it, Ultra Instinct Son Goku. Ultra Son Goku. Goku. It's Goku. I hate that when these show up in the US, they put the Funimation sticker on there. I don't care. I don't like that. These extra weird stickers that go in there. That's odd. But whatever. Pretty straightforward kit. One weird thing about this kit is the lettering. There's two C pieces here, C1 and C2. Then there's D, so no A or B. Then there's K1 and K2. And then there's Q. And then the, different weapon things there. It's weird. I wonder if this originally was going to be a modification to another kit, like another Goku kit. Does this kit have a bearded Goku face? Unfortunately, Ultron, it does not. It does have wrist and leg bands. That's our stickers. Our wrist and leg bands there. It does have those stickers because it's still a gun or Dragon Ball model kit, so it's going to have stickers. It does have a very nice instruction book here in Japanese and in English. I very much do appreciate these one sheets that come out that are just like, here's what these terms mean. Yes, this would be none of these super kits have beard. They do have different faces, which we'll build, which are not sticker related. So they're piece related there. But yeah, Goku. We've got two different faces for our Goku, so we can decide which face he's going to have. Goku? Never heard of him. So, Epic Open World. One of the selling points of this kit is how fucking ripped he is, but also, this is in Dragon Ball Super, at the end of Dragon Ball Super, in the fighting tournament, where winning the tournament means that your universe will not be destroyed. So, everyone's in peak condition. Everyone who fights, everyone you can think of who fights, who would be in a tournament representing Earth, is looking pretty goddamn buff. Because they gotta. And then Goku unlocks the ability. His Ultra Instinct kicks in, which is, it's a new nonsense thing for him to develop that just makes him faster and stronger. It's pretty good. Yes, Jiren. Oh yeah, Jiren, top tier, doing his thing. If he ever gets Ultra Instinct, look out. There is an incredible moment at the end of Dragon Ball Super that is like, there's just like, so in some ways, Super is a love letter to Dragon Ball. Because it basically takes out like the last like tournament. The stuff you saw at the end of Dragon Ball Z, the tournament they were going to, it's before that. And it just rewrites a lot of shit. And is a continuation. Which in some ways is a bummer because I like some things that happen in GT. I don't love GT. Someone the other day was posting about GT and how it's very bad, and I don't disagree. But also, thanks to Dragon Ball GT, we had until they had beards, until Goku and Vegeta had beards for a brief moment, the best thing we ever saw as far as, that series later was, thanks to GT, we had Vegeta with a mustache. Vegeta with a mustache is pretty great. They're doing a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta kit. Yeah, I saw that. The Super Saiyan 4 designs are not okay. I do not disagree with you at all. I think that the idea of, I honestly think that Dragon Ball GT should have made Super Saiyan 4 be just the monkeys. Like, that would have been a good return to complete U-turn instead of what they are, which is not great at all. Just like, yeah, Super Saiyan 4, they transform into giant apes. That's what they do again. We're back there. We did it. Yeah, that's the full turnaround is that. It would have been interesting. Baby sucks. There's a lot of shit. Look, the real thing about Dragon Ball GT is that it is in many ways, even though he oversaw the project, he came up with the designs for it, he didn't work in the day-to-day of it. It is many ways Akira Toriyama saying fuck off to his audience. The audience that were so unhappy with a lot of choices he was making in Dragon Ball Z. It's for him saying fuck off the fans. It's him saying fuck off to the studio. Because there were things he wanted to do. Like, if you watch the Great Saiyaman arc, that is an attempt. It is a third attempt to spin off Dragon Ball into the Gohan show. Gohan defeats Cell. Gohan saves the universe and is incredible. And when the manga came out, the number one response was, when's Goku coming back to life? It's like, but Gohan. People were like, yeah, but no. Where's Goku? And then they do the Teen Gohan, the Great Saiyaman arc, and people were like, and it feels it's a high school story. There's some stuff. There's a love interest. It feels a little bit like Dragon Ball. The idea of Gohan being super smart, but like socially awkward, but also incredibly strong. And like the episode where he's just like trying to play baseball and not be so obviously a super strong person. And then he like, and there's this moment where Gohan jumps up in the sky to catch a baseball, but doesn't do it as strongly as he could. And he's like, nailed it. And everyone's like, why are you like this? I've read an interview, it says Sagurli Buttercup, where he claims he changed his mind on Gohan before the Ultimate Hero, being the Ultimate before the Pope Clash. Yes, it to me it feels like the Mystic Gohan, which is what they call the Gohan that's been powered up to save the day. It's very clear that Gohan isn't going to save the day. And somewhere along the because the thing is that like it's very clear the audience had turned on Gohan from the beginning and never accepted Gohan, but it feels like Toriyama was pushing for it. The Great Saiyaman arc is clearly an attempt to reboot the show in a different direction, and it doesn't happen. And then I can totally understand why he'd be like, all right, fine, here's Goku. You know what? Here's Goku. But if you look at Dragon Ball GT is, hey, we made Goku a kid. Here's a shitty version of Trunks. Oh, y'all fucking love future Trunks? Well, here's Trunks who lived in a peaceful world, and he's a businessman and can't fight really well. Oh, and also, we made Pan the most annoying character we could, and then we also paired Pan with an annoying, shitty robot that sucks. Enjoy Dragon Ball GT. Goku's a kid. Pan sucks. Trunks sucks. This robot sucks. You're welcome. This is what you wanted. It's incredible. Also, you always wonder what happened to 17? We brought him back as a villain. And then we made another villain. He sucks too. Our big villain of the show, his name is Baby, and he sucks. Look, there are two things that are great about Dragon Ball GT. One of them is Vegeta with a mustache. The other one is that when the Dragon Balls turn into dragons because they've been overused, and each dragon represents a different wish that has been granted over the course of whatever. One of the dragons' wish is Oolong's wish from Dragon Ball. And she's very embarrassed to say that that's the wish that she represents, because the wish that she represents is a pair of underwear. Because that's what a pair of panties, I should say. That is very funny. It is an incredible, weird connection to the original story. And is pretty great. And that's it. That's it, honestly. Dragon Ball GT. They also, I don't care that it's a time of peace. They could have made Bra awesome instead of Bra isn't ruthless and violent and awesome and probably evil like Vegeta, but she's also not like brilliant like her mom. She's just like an annoying teen girl. She might as well be Marin. Oh, Oolong sucks. Oolong is part of the vast history of animation, top to bottom, cover to cover in anime, of shitty characters who are played for laughs. And in the same way that Master Roshi, in many ways, fucking sucks, in many, many ways, Oolong is the worst. He had a harem, but he wasn't a tough guy, so they just walked all over him. Ha ha ha. Well, yes, the turtle rules. That turtle is great. Introducing young Gohan, and he's like hanging out in that turtle. Just being a little kid. Riding around on a turtle. That turtle's instantly like, little kid, I'm going to have fun and hang out with this little kid. Alright, so we got to think about which Goku face are we going to use, folks. We got to decide. We've got I'm miffed, or I'm either I'm miffed, or we've got I am a DreamWorks character. So which one are we going to use? Are we going to use the DreamWorks cocky grin or the tight grin? Well, I'll put them on. You know, we got to put the hair on first as well, but there's I can win now. Or I've got to save this dimension. DreamWorks. Everyone is saying DreamWorks. I feel like I tilted the balance by calling it a DreamWorks face, but look at this fucking face. Look at this shitty grin. This is the Goku that just wants to fight. I mean, he came up with the whole idea of the tournament, really. Alright, we gotta go that face. Yeah, the Shrek face, yeah. Alright. We'll go with that face. I mean, it is the right face. Look, y'all are not wrong. It's the correct face. Goku just wants to fight is the false state of Goku. But yeah, Goku, like, Goku's selfishness is, you know, everyone always regards Goku, I mean, the show, Dragon Ball Super, like, continues the painstaking process of just having everyone acknowledge that Goku is just so dumb. Just so dumb. But lovable and, like, will save the day. But yes, but Super goes out of its way to, like, really remind you that Goku does want strong people to fight. Like, he, in the end, he just wants to fight strong people. Time and time again. And he will risk everything and possibly destroy everyone in order to get what he wants, which is usually fighting. So yeah, here's shit eating grin Goku. Eh. Alright, K. K1. Now we can build the body of our Goku. Actually, I did watch Super Broly. I wanted to wait and watch it subtitled because I did not want to watch the dub because there is a dubbed voice actor in there that is a piece of trash. And I was attempting to avoid seeing the dub of it. Also, I like subtitles better. And I had missed the U.S. subtitle run in New York. But I did see it. And it is, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to be the best Dragon Ball Z movie ever made because the Dragon Ball Z movies are pretty terrible because they're anime movies. But it's animation's really good. The character is good. They give Brawly a better story and make him interesting, more interesting. Yeah, I did like it. All right. I will talk more about that. But first, it is time to take a pause for the cause. First and foremost, thanks everybody who's watching the stream. I appreciate you being here very much. This is the Build with Baer workshop. I stream on Mondays and Fridays and Sundays or Saturdays, I should say, like tonight, from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're currently a subscriber, you can give the emotes out there like Ultron just did. You can use your Twitch coin if you link your Amazon Prime with Twitch. You get Twitch Prime. You can use a coin to support me there or Cash Money. If you don't like using Amazon, which I totally understand, or Twitch, you can also join me on my Patreon. I will have links to all of the ways you can support the stream in my show description on YouTube. I have Patreon. That is a way to support the stream. There's different tiers. While Patreon is very bad about practicing what it preaches, and its credit card system processing is often terrible, and it seems to not understand how to help small patrons who are the majority of people that use it. It is still the least evil way to support me, which sucks. But that's the facts. Speaking of companies that suck, Amazon. I have an Amazon wish list. I'm going to put this in the show description here. This is an expensive production. Buying kits to build. Capitalism, indeed. Girly Buttercup, indeed. Amazon sucks. But here's a link to Amazon and a bunch of stuff you can buy. Because this is still the best way to support the stream. One of the best ways is to buy something. I put some cheap options in there. There's some Lego sets. Some chibi stuff that will be kind of fun to build. I've only built one chibi Gundam in the past 3 years, and I did it on the Waypoint stream, so I haven't built one on my own stream. So I put a couple chibis there, the Super Deforms. They're fun. Different kits, but buying something off that wish list, we'll jump ahead in the order. There's the Gogeta that I wouldn't mind building. Brawly, just talking about Brawly. Brawly's on the list there. Wouldn't mind building Brawly. The figurized line, all of that. Some Lego sets, because I haven't done Lego in a while. And then some equipment on the bottom that would be helpful. If you want to buy that, you don't have to, but totally can. That is one way. And then I also have a coffee. Coffee, unfortunately, does payouts through PayPal. And that's not great, but yes, all of the yes, I built the scythe and the death scythe, and that was a lot of stickers. Most of those SD Gundams are a lot of stickers. Amazon is a necessary evil. They're too integrated to avoid. Yes, so at the end of this, before I talk about anime, I will address my Monday stream. I'll just quickly say I have a Discord. You can join that Discord. Cheers and are always appreciated here. Bits and cheers. Remember to use the emote bleed purple because that will give me more percentage of that. So if you'd like to support me that way, you could do that through Twitch. So yeah, use bleed purple with your bits and coins. They just mean a bigger payout, and that's really nice. And then I have a web series I do called Background and Characters. I got a new one that I put up uh, on Wednesday that I like. The one I'm putting up next week is the best one I've done, I think, ever. So take a look for that next week. But this one's good. And then we will talk about anime. We've been talking about anime all night, but we'll talk about new anime that I watched in the last 2 days. But first, I do want to talk about this. I'm going to take a drink of water. Buying something on my Amazon wish list is a great way to support the stream. It is the easiest way for people who want to buy something for me to build on stream to do so because Amazon sends me a thing. You don't see my address. I don't have to put my address out publicly. I don't have to get a P.O. box just for packages when I don't have the money for other things right now. It lists everything. I can update it. People can send me links to things on Amazon. I can add that. It is the best way to call all the stuff that I want to build. Due to Prime Day coming up, there are a lot of Amazon workers, line workers that are going to be on strike next week during Prime. And I am not going to promote my wish list on Monday. I'm going to stream from 9 to 11. Amazon owns Twitch. I could choose to not stream. I'm going to keep doing my stream because keeping on schedule is important to me. Twitch is a source of income for me right now, and I feel weird about not doing it. Taking 2 days off feels weird to me. And then another big reason why I'm going to do it is because, and I've talked about this, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, doing these streams is therapeutic for me. Building, talking out loud, chatting about things, having feedback of people liking what I'm doing, throwing my emotes in the chat, replying to things that I've been talking about, watching the streams. All of that is good for my mental state right now. I'm in a weird place. 2019 has been rough, and I look forward to these streams. It is a thing that very much makes me happy. So I am going to stream on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time till 11 p.m. Eastern Time, as I will. I will not, during that stream, mention my Amazon wish list. It will not be included in the show description for that episode. I will not, during the day on Monday or Tuesday, link to my wish list. My wish list will be available on my Twitter and anywhere else. People will be able to find it. If you want to look at my wish list on Monday to see if there's anything on the discount, you can do that. But it is important to me to continue to stream. I do not consider myself a scab by streaming. There are a few people in this world to which Twitch streaming is just a thing they do. You know, a lot of people, Twitch streaming is a thing they just do for fun. For me, it is part of a source of income, and I do treat it like a job. It is a very fucking fun job and a cool job. And a job where sometimes I just don't do it because I'd rather go to a concert or travel to a convention. But I do consider this a job, and I do take it very seriously. So I hope that people will watch my stream on Monday. I'm happy that people are watching tonight. If you want to buy something off my wish list today, I put it in the chat. It'll be in the show description. You're more than welcome to do that. I would appreciate it very much. And I think we'll get back into building, and I'll talk about some anime that came out. But yeah, I mean, it got mentioned on Thursday. I had to think about it. Someone asked if I was going to be streaming or not. I've seen some talk on people on Twitter from people saying that, like, if you stream on Monday, you know, or look, am I going to fucking co-stream their Twitch deals thing and try to get people to download the blacksmith extension and all this other stuff. I'm not doing any of that shit. That shit sucks. If Amazon was great to its workers, that stuff would be cloying and bad. I'm not doing any of that. I wouldn't do any of that. You know me enough to know that I wouldn't do any of that stuff. Yeah, like the idea to encourage streamers to stream outside their normal schedule and co-stream their deals thing. I was just like, nah, none of that. Like, no thanks. People want to watch my streams. That's totally cool. If they want to like hang out, that's cool. If they want to like, you know, yeah, it is a rough time. I wish I was in a position where I could just say I'm not going to stream on Monday, or I'm like, but I am not currently financially in a position where I can do that. So uh, I have to, said capitalism. Um, it is it's rough. In the same way that I wish that I didn't need to use Patreon. It would be great if I didn't have to use Patreon. But unfortunately, Patreon is the service that is the best for me to use right now. Uh, and is, beginning of the month, very essential that that money comes in. So it's frustrating. When I first started streaming, it was just a fun thing, and I was not even expecting to make affiliates. It was just a thing I did, and I had a full-time job, and I was happy, and it was a way. Honestly, a lot of this was I missed building, and there were people who liked me at PAX and wanted to see me do other things. Um, Speaking of PAX, I should say, because we'll move on to anime talk. This will be my transition. 404ing it. I announced 404ing it is coming back. So I hope that people will come check that out. Um, I'm going to look this up. Saturday, August 31st at 8 p.m. in the Hippograph Theater at PAX West. It will not be streamed. It will be recorded. I will post the video that night, late that, or if depending. It won't be that weekend, but if I shoot it myself, it'll be that weekend. If I have Eric Canius shoot it, then it will be later. But right now, that is what's happening. I'm doing improvised postmortem. I'm doing 404ing it, and I am excited to be doing some panels at PAX again that are my panels. I feel like Twitter sometimes makes it feel like everyone is doing something or feels the exact same way you are, not in a position, well, fuck you, which is shitty, and I don't disagree with you, Epical World. I'm up in the air myself. I'm considering skipping Monday, Tuesday streams. There are some good deals, including stuff I'm considering buying for my streaming. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that, to me, that was the compromise, is if people want to go out of their way to find my wish list, they can find my wish list. If not, I'll promote it on Thursday. Now, I should say, I'm running out of stuff to build. I am going to make a purchase soon. During Monday or Tuesday, I will most likely buy something from my wish list for myself to build. But yeah, 404ing it and improvised postmortem are going. I am on a third panel, which they have not announced that I'm on. I'm not at liberty to say what it is, but I'm on a third panel. I'm most likely doing 4 panels, and I might be doing more than that. But right now I am on 2 that are not mine and 2 that are mine, and that is a lot. But I'm excited about it. And I'm going to announce it tomorrow. but I'll announce it right now to y'all. Appearing for the first time at PAX on one of my panels, but who has done improvised postmortem at another venue at UCB in New York, but making his debut at PAX improvised postmortem is Mike Drucker. We were hopefully going to have Mike at PAX East. He unfortunately had to work and couldn't make it up. Mike is going to PAX West. He's doing the Simpsons, the everything, the Druck. He's doing the Simpsons podcast show that Bob does, and is going to do my show, and I'm very excited to have him. Mike is a great friend. He fucking rules, and I'll announce it tomorrow. He's like the first guest that I can announce that's doing the show. So he'll be doing improvised postmortem, and I can't wait to have him there because he's also really good. He was really good at the Comic-Con related one that we did. He's like a truck. Yeah. Drucker is awesome. And I saw it got posted that he was doing it. And then I think it was like 10 minutes. I saw it, it went up, like 10 minutes after it went up, I saw it and went, oh, quick. It was like, hey, this is the time of improvised postmortem. And he's like, I agreed to be on a Final Fantasy panel. Let me find out when that is. It's that night. It is not a conflict. He can do the Final Fantasy panel and then do my panel. And I was like so psyched about that because I was very worried that he was going to not be able to make my panel. And I was like, oh shit, did I not ask soon enough? Yeah, he was going to come up for a couple days during PAX East, and he was going to, but that Thursday, he works for Sam B. And they do stuff on Thursdays. Not every Thursday, but it just happened to be that was a Thursday where all the writers had to be there. So he couldn't come up to do improvised postmortem, which was a shame. But he'll be flying in Friday morning and he'll be doing that Simpsons podcast, and then he'll be doing my show that night. I'm very excited about it. All right, it is time to talk about all the anime that I watched in the last 2 days, and it's 5 shows. So we'll talk about them here. I want to get it out of the way. There's a new isekai on the block. I can't tell you if I'm going to keep watching it or not. I don't know. I haven't decided if it's good or not because I've only seen one episode. It's called Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-Hit Multi-Target Attacks? Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-Hit Multi-Target Attacks? So, it's an isekai, but it is a video game. It is jump into a video game isekai. So it's closer to Sword Art Online, where like people are aware it's a video game. Everyone's aware it's a video game, where you can like virtual reality-ish kind of thing. So it's not Overlord. It's like Sword Art Online. No, I don't love multi-target attacks. So they're being cagey about why this video game exists, why he's in there. We got this young boy, right? Young teen boy. He's 15 or whatever. The idea of him, like, he finds out he's going to go to this video game world. He's excited about it. He leaves his mom behind. He says, oh, you're always so embarrassing. Someday I'll be able to look you in the eye and you know, and not be embarrassed by you. Maybe this will help me out. So he goes into this magical world, and it's video game world. Finds out some stuff about it. I realize I have complex feelings about multi-target attacks. Yes. So he shows up as I'm building these fucking goddamn abs. Jesus, Goku. Look at this shit. Glassbrick says I watched that today. Um, the kid sucks. Well, so the thing is, on the one hand, yes, he definitely sucks. He is a shitty teen to his mom because he is embarrassed by her and can't be honest. So he sucks. But also, you're supposed to feel for him. Like, the idea is that he's going on this adventure, this, like, light novel journey. He's so excited about it. And he gets there, and first off, he finds out he's just a normal hero. I wrote down his power level. His strength is 3. He has, like, a hero's weapon, but he's just like a normal hero. They're just going to see what happens. And he's bummed that his mom follows him into this world. And, like, okay, kid, be cool. Be nice to your mom. Like, she's here because she's worried about you. 3 strength is bad for a hero. Yes, Ultron. Does the multi target him? No. No. So, they also look at her character. So she's there. Her strength is 401. It's an isekai where the main character's mom is the cheating hero, is the overpowered main character, is the mom. Now, there's shit about this that sucks. His being mean to her and dismissive of her sucks. Her seemingly being an idiot sucks. She seems to just be obsessed with her son liking her and gets, like, pouty. That sucks. It's fine that she doesn't understand and what an MMO, how MMOs work. I think that's fine. It's kind of played for laughs. I think that's fine. There is a line that I really like, and I don't know if it's localization or what, but it's definitely localization, where she says something like, "Oh, you get a cool sword? In my day, heroes started out with a stick." And he goes, enough out of the NES generation. And I thought that was kind of funny. Like, that's definitely a localization joke. I have to watch it again to see if he says Famicom, because I bet he says Famicom. But I like that idea of, like, yeah, I think it's a kind of a funny idea that she's like, back in my day, we started with a stick, and then because he's getting a hero sword. So, the screen cap. Yeah, that screen cap was flying around. It's a good joke. I have to watch. I want to watch that again to see if he says Famicom, because I bet he does. But yeah, that was a fun bit of business. I either missed that or Funimation has different translation. Totally possible, Lashbrook. I watched this on Crunchyroll. It's when he picks his sword. So the idea is there's 3 swords, and they're epic legendary swords, and he picks one, and then she picks the other 2. And I will say it's funny that she says, well, if I picked one, the other one will be lonely. And I'm like, that's a stupid, come on, that's dumb. But the multi-target attacks come from the fact that her normal attack with each of these 2 weapons that she can wield are multi-target attacks that do a lot of area of effect damage. And his main attack is like a little bit of wind blade thing. So she's already way better than him. And then we're going to find out, I guess in episode 2, they're going to interview people to be in the party, and she needs to interview them because she's like, well, it's like, it's like marriage if they're in the party, so she's got to interview these boys or whatever. And you're totally right, Lashbrook. The show definitely wants you to be horny for the mom. Yes, they are presenting her as an attractive, ditzy, likable lady. Instead of yelling at her son or slapping the shit out of him for saying he might disown her, she just cries. And it's like, all right, well, hopefully he gets cool. Uh, yes, it's. Look, here's the thing. It's not good, but I'll give it another episode. It's an isekai. I like isekais. Um, I mean, I'm only watching 3 isekai right now. I'm watching Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-Hit Multi-Target Attacks. I'm watching Isekai Cheat Magician, which there was only one of, so it was a little bland, but I'm interested in seeing if that goes anywhere. And Demon Lord Retry. I'm also watching, if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a Demon Lord, which is not an isekai. It is a fantasy slice of life show, which I love the idea of that. The other fantasy show that has RPG elements but is not an isekai, even though the main character is a bit overpowered, is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Season 2. Danmachi is the other way people call this show. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Season 2. There's some things to like about this. I like that it immediately starts off with them thinking about how this party is not, don't belong to the same familia or family. Basically, it's the idea, it's like, there's a goddess. She's not that important of a goddess. You ask that every week, and we've decided it's not exactly wrong to this book. She's a goddess. She's not that strong or powerful or well-known or beloved or anything. She's just doing her thing. She's only got one child. Basically, the gods and goddesses come to this world where there's a dungeon, and they bestow abilities upon familia. They are the gods of their own guilds, and Hestia only has one child. It's our main character. And he's fun, and he's cool. And we find out the end of season 1. No spoiler. It's a spoiler. At the end of season 1, we find out the grandpa that told him, hey, if you go to a dungeon, you go on adventures, you meet girls. It's fun. If that's something you want to do, you should go to the city and do that. We find out later that was Zeus, the king of all these gods, who, when everyone came down, he disappeared, and nobody knew what happened to him. Turns out he, adopted a kid, and that's why this kid has abilities. But he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that his grandpa, the guy who raised him, was Zeus. So, got a kid. He's strong, but not super strong. And it seems like there's going to be a war game type of thing. How many of girls are actually hanging out in these dungeons? Well, Epic Open World, the whole thrust of our main character is he's trying to get stronger so he can be on the same level with a lady who's incredibly strong, one of the strongest people in this world. So he's actually trying to get stronger so he doesn't feel inadequate around her. And then there are a lot of other ladies. There are, in fact, quite a few ladies. It's not a harem show per se. It's still Hestia is short with big boobs, which is people really, really fucking love. People love Hestia. They love cosplaying as Hestia. Oh boy. Which I got no problems with, folks. Got no problems with that. You do you. You have fun. But yeah. Half of everything that happens with Zeus in mythology is him having sex with people. Indeed. It is probably that his grandfather was raising his grandson, or he is our main character's. His name escapes me, and I don't know why. I'm literally gonna look it up because I know it, and it's frustrating that Bell Crane. His name is Bell. Uh, but Bell's probably Zeus's son, but Zeus was appearing as an old man to him. Is my guess that he was just pretending to be an old man because it was easier to raise him that way. That's my guess. We don't see him. We don't see the grandpa. But yeah, it was fun because you got to see some of these characters dressed up in fancy clothes, and there was a setup there by a character that doesn't like him, and some shit's going to go down. The big bad that kind of put into motion a lot of the shit from the first season is there and has a throwaway line, which was pretty funny because she's just like mad about a thing, and she's like, could we summon a bunch of centaurs or minotaurs to show up? And her assistant's like, no. Which is kind of fun because nobody knows she was the big bad of the first season. So that was kind of fun. It is, I'm excited for more of it. I like the first season. There is a like 1.5. There's a side story season that focuses on other characters that is on Amazon Prime. Epic Open World says, I will be honest, Pat, both of these shows sound weird enough that I could possibly enjoy them. So, Epic Open World, I would say you should look at the first season of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I think that show is great, honestly. I think that it is a fantasy show, role-playing game, fantasy world show, where they acknowledge, like, power-ups and difficulty and leveling up and all that, and they're aware of that world, and it's kind of interesting. And I think the characters are really fun. I think the support characters are great, and I think Belle is a really fun character that you root for. I can't tell you if the other show is going to be good. I can tell you, transition, that Dr. Stone episode 2. All right, yeah, I am still interested in Dr. Stone. Some shit went down. We got an introduction of what is most likely going to be our antagonist. I mean, he was set up in the first episode to be the antagonist. Dr. Stone is like fucking a cool show. The idea is that some sort of event happened. They don't know why yet. Where every living creature or every human was turned to stone. And some other creatures, not all creatures were turned to stone, but a lot of creatures, and every human was turned to stone. And through fate or luck or whatever, this bat guano concoction that breaks apart stone, enough of it dripped onto our main character, who's a genius 15-year-old scientist. Enough of it dripped on him that he was able to break free. And then he gets his other friend free, who's just a big oaf. And they're going to rebuild society. And then they have enough of this mixture to free their friend, who, the day all this shit happened, our goofy oaf guy was going to admit his feelings for. But then a fucking some lions show up because apparently they broke free of the zoo, and that sucks. So they end up using the concoction they have that they were going to use to free their friend, and they free this big tough dude. He's the strongest 15-year-old in Japan, is what they say. And he's like, does not look like a 15-year-old. He looks like a god, and he is tough as shit looking. And by the end of the first episode, we find out there's going to be a difference of opinion between him and the other guys about rebuilding the future. There's also a lot of cool shit about science, talking about this salt, or this thing that they're going to make from shells to make soap, and to make a bunch of other things, and mortar, and it's like interesting. So there's some interesting science in it, as well as some character work and storytelling that I am pretty interested in. I spaced out for a sec. What to show you? Oh, so it's called Doctor Stone. Crunchyroll has been really pushing it. They've been pushing it for a long time. Apparently, the manga is very good. People really like the manga. I haven't read it, and from the folks I know who have read the manga, this adaptation is solid. Um, I think it's probably a bummer for some people that the opening song shows characters that will be in the show, whereas the manga, every time someone showed up, it was new and exciting. Whereas now you're like, well, these are characters in the show. We can tell because they're happening. Um, but yeah, Doctor Stone's interesting. I really do enjoy it. I would say it's probably my favorite show of the season so far. Uh, Demon Lord Retry, I like, but I wish that it didn't. That second episode didn't involve him spanking a character. I was like, well, come on. I was like, this doesn't need to be happening. Um, oh, I guess it wants me to do other steps first. I like when openings feature characters that never show up in the actual show, just the bait and switch. I've always talked about this, folks. One of my things that I've always been mad about is Flying Witch, which is a fantastic slice of life show. I have to look. Flying Witch just fucking rules. It's about a girl that goes out to the boonies, like the country, because she's studying to be a witch, and she goes out there to like learn more about being a witch in a cool environment. And she stays with her cousin, and it's just this cool thing where no one's ever in danger and everything's cool. And there's a bunch of awesome characters. But in the opening, there's a character. He's in a mask and he looks fucking cool. And I don't know what's going on with this guy. And he shows up in an early episode, and he looks awesome. He looks fucking rad. And then I'm like, oh, this guy is great. But then it turns out he's only in one episode. He's in the opening, the same opening they used for 13 episodes. He never comes back. And it's like, fuck off with that shit. They say, I'll see you again, and then he doesn't come back. And that is some bullshit. Oops. No. Oh, no. I don't want to get tagged. I'm looking up information for you, Epic Open World. So let's see. So, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is available subtitles on Crunchyroll. I don't know if it's available dubbed anywhere, but here's the link to, because there's a second season. Sometimes when you look at shows on Crunchyroll, they hide the first season. You have to like click on a button to have the episodes pop up. So if you scroll under episode 1 and 0 of season 2, you'll see a link to Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, and if you click on that, the other episodes will pop up. The 13 episodes. I don't know if it's available anywhere else. The dub is on YouTube. I mean, that just somebody posted. I don't know if that's. I mean, that looks like it's the first episode that someone just put on. It looks like this person just has the episodes on YouTube. I don't know if they have full episodes. I don't know if their fan subs are good. I don't know anything about that YouTube link. But I can tell you, Epic Open World, that Crunchyroll has the first season. Because that's where I watched it. Beyond that, I don't know. But yeah, it always bummed me about Flying Witch that the harbinger of spring was never came back because it was just a cool looking character. But that show rules. Anyway, um, see, I have two more shows to talk about. Fire Force. I have to talk about Fire Force right now. Uh, Fire Force is still good. I mean, it's a shonen show where the main character like is trying really hard, and you learn more about the world and what it means to be a firefighter, which in this case is means that you fight. Uh, in this world, means that you fight like demonic fire demons, like elementals, and try to save people's lives and prevent them from combusting. And I'd like to know more about the minor characters. There's a bunch of characters I feel like I don't know enough about yet. It's only 2 episodes in, but overall, I am very much invested in Fire Force, and I think it's good. Uh, and there's some good voice acting in it. I'm not going to spoil, but there is a pretty prolific voice actor who I love that is in the show and has a big role in it. I'm real into that. C2 24. All right. So yeah, I don't have a lot to say about Fire Force. It's good. I like it a lot. The last show is Fruits Basket. Fruits Basket is it's still like I mean we're in drama mode right now. It's still very good. Um, I might be kind of watching it out of obligation, and also because I'm watching so much isekai and shonen shows that watching something that is a drama with comedy in it, even if it's fantastical, I'm still like, oh, am I watching this because I have to? I don't know. I might want to take a break on it. Uh, I loved Maki kicking their asses, showing that there may be a power difference, but skill triumphs. Indeed, yes, Slatsbrook. Like there's a lot to love about this show, and I have been finding things to love about it. Uh, but yeah, it is. It is cool. You're totally right. Yeah, Fire Force is great. Fruit Baskets is great. Look, I'm not watching any shows I don't like right now. As I said, I might have to bail on I might end up bailing on if it's for my daughter. I even defeat a demon lord. But right now, it's pretty cool. Um, and all these shows that I've been watching right now are pretty neat, and I'm pretty into them. There's a couple things I haven't checked out yet, as I said, that I will be trying to check out. Um, One that came out yesterday is Given. But I didn't watch it because I wanted to watch the second episodes of a bunch of shows that I knew I liked before I tried a new one. But I will give Given a shot because people have been talking about that manga. It is a story about a bunch of musicians and I believe a band, and there is apparently not implied, just explicit male love in the show. Uh, I don't want to say gay because I don't know enough about it. I don't know what, but there are male characters that apparently show legitimate, actual affection for one another. That is like recognized. And apparently the music's very good. People like the first episode. I have not watched Given. I will be able to talk about Given on Monday because I will watch it because I always have. There's only like a couple things that come out on Monday, and I might be done with To the Sacred Beasts because it's not that good, and I don't know if I want to keep watching it. Uh, so if I watch Given, I'll watch Given instead. And then what else do I have to watch? I got to put a bunch of stickers on this boot here, so I'm gonna do some stickers now. Um, oh, and of course, One Piece. I'll have to watch One Piece. I'm excited to watch that Because this Wano arc is starting off so strong. The animation looks so good. The character designs are so cool. And Zoro is back, god damn it. So excited to have Zoro back. Alright. Put this on here. Got to put a bunch of stickers here because it is a... That is the thing I dislike the most about building Goku. I have built several Goku. I think this is my third or fourth. This might be my fourth Goku. Because I think I built Saiyan Super Saiyan God Goku. I built Blue and Super Saiyan 3. So I think this is the third Goku that I've built. But putting on fucking stickers for Goku sucks. I'm always shocked when I realize One Piece is still in the air. Yep, it is. It has been on forever, and it will be on forever. Unfortunately, the animation in many times has just been rough. It's improved quite a bit. This new arc, the art style looks really good, but that's also sometimes the episodes have been rough, and then they were doing a thing where they really stretched out the Reverie the arc, which was short. Reverie is short, but the Reverie arc, they really stretched out episodes. There was one episode that was basically like 2 pages of the manga, or 3 pages, and then a bunch of extra stuff. Some of the extra stuff was good, but not enough of it to justify that bullshit. Am I doing this wrong? I am. Sorry, I'm just putting a sticker on. Goku's? Look, I think more than one Goku is a Goku. I think Goku is the singular and plural. A bunch of Goku, several Goku, 2 Goku. Because it would be... Alright, actually, here's what it is. It's Sans Goku. It's Son Goku and Sans Goku. For Sans Goku. Sticker. That's about right. That's about right. He says, not sure of himself at all. Alright, then 3 and 4. Kamehameha of Gokus. A nest of Gokus. Alright, so we'll put this sticker on like this. Yeah, putting these little red stickers on the boots. Like, I'm going to do one here, and then I'm going to be glad that I won't do the next one until Monday. Makes me happy that I won't do the next sticker of this till Monday. But yeah, so Monday I'll talk about, I guess, the next episode of To the Sacred Beast, although I'm not really enjoying that show. We'll see if the third episode just feels very generic and whatever. And I don't think the beasts look great either, so the art isn't even doing it for me. So I'm not super into that show, and then I'll have One Piece, because this new arc is rad and dark and interesting. And then, yeah, I'll try Given, because I hear good things about Given. And then I'll look on, I haven't looked on it yet, but I guess I'll look on, what am I going to say? Oh, I'll look on, sorry. I will look on Hulu and see if there's any Hulu shows that I should check out. Harold. Sans Goku. I think And yeah, fans didn't like it, but I think Dragon Ball 100% could have worked without Goku for a longer period of time. As I said, I love the Great Saiyaman arc. I was always disappointed that it didn't hit hard with fans. More stickers. All right, we'll do our shoe stickers here, and then we will finish our we'll finish up for the stream. But I'll do these stickers and finish one leg. 14. C18. Great. 3 One Pieces called the suit. If Hulu launched a constant broadcast stream channel service, they should name it Hula Hoop. I'll show myself that. Yeah, everyone's throwing the puns in here as we wrap up the stream. God dang. Y'all going puntacular out here. You shall be punished for this. Nah, it's cool. It's cool. I don't care. I don't mind a good pun. I don't mind a bad pun. And I'll let you know when I hear one. Bear, 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 bear. I still have several stickers to put on this shoe, and guess what? I don't wanna do the stickers for this shoe. So I'll do those stickers because it's just a bunch of red stuff that I gotta put on around and on the front and there, and I'm gonna do that on Monday because I don't want to do it right now. Because the end of the stream is not a good time for me to start focusing on applying stickers and making that not look terrible. That's a good start a stream. So we'll do a lot of sticker work on Monday. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here on the Build with Bear workshop. I'll be back on Monday, as I said. So please join me at 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't know about doing a bonus gaming stream this week. I think I'll be doing one on Wednesday, but it won't be at 9 o'clock. I'll say that. If I do a stream this week, it'll be a Twitch Sing stream, and it won't be on Wednesday. Or it will be on Wednesday. It won't be at 9 o'clock, so it'll probably be earlier. Thank you all very much. Thanks for hanging out here at the Build with Bear workshop. I hope to see you all on Monday. And thanks for coming out, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.